One of the easiest ways to increase the number of people that are coming into your online courses and your coaching programs is to increase the number of people that are showing up in the free webinars you're leading to market those offers. Let's talk about how you can double that number. So when somebody signs up for your free webinar leading into your online course or your program, how do you make sure they're going to show up? Increasing the number of people that sign up, that show up, is one of the fastest ways to increase the enrollments in your program. So we're going to look at 3 things that you can really zone in on to make sure that your show rate, which is the percentage of people showing up, increases and that you're really maximizing that number. So the fastest way to think through this is just to simply identify why people don't show up, right? They thought enough of the experience to say, wow, I want to be part of this, but then they don't show up. So why is that? The first reason we're going to explore is this. It's simple. They just forget why. Why did I sign up for this? Why did I think in the moment 2 days ago or 3 days ago that this was a good idea for me to show up for this for an hour? And between the time that they sign up and the time that they show up, you need to focus on this. We have to remind them of the problem that they are experiencing, that you're going to help them solve. So that might be as simple as sending an email that's crafted to highlight the problem, highlight what you're going to be covering to solve that problem, and maybe even telling a story that relates to that, right? So think about your emails zoning in on the problem you're going to be solving. The second reason that people don't show up is just this. It's no longer urgent, right? In the moment it sounded really important. It might still be important, but now we're an hour from the webinar and I'm thinking, oh, I got this other thing I got to do, or this other deadline I have to meet. So they don't show up. How we get over that is this. We have to really focus on the value you're going to deliver in the webinar, because now they're thinking, I'm going to come for an hour to this. What is the value I'm going to get out of it? That could be as simple as thinking about a tool, a checklist, a download, a highlight of something that you're going to share that's going to make a difference right in that hour for them. So think about how you can share that leading into the webinar, and the best place to do that is going to be in your reminder email sequence. The third reason people don't show up is this. It's simple and it's kind of crazy, but a tech issue gets in the way. You know, they get into their inbox and they can't find the login, or they don't remember how to access, or they don't know how to click on the link. Simple solution to this is to simply think about where they're going to run into barriers and to remind them how to access it. It can sound like in your email, you might simply say, hey, here's your login. 5 minutes out, here's the link you need. And that simple inclusion in the sequence you're sending can make a really big difference in the amount of people that are showing up. We just led a launch for one of our clients, Nancy Hillis, and we built the launch from her new webinar through her enrollment into her program. And this was all part of a book launch that she was doing. And what we did is we focused on this, and we built a story arc thinking about who her audience was, who are they right now? What's going to get in the way of them showing up? And what type of content do we need to pulse out before the webinar to anticipate the barriers and to get them to show up? And Nancy's able to get over 70% of her webinar opt-ins to actually show up, which is huge. Doubling a number from 30 to 60% in your webinar can double the amount of enrollments in your experience. And that's what this is. It's an experience. We use the expert experience method to anticipate what your audience is going to need. What do they need right now to take the next step in this journey with you? And when you think about it that way, you can map out your content so that your audience keeps moving along and they're getting what they need to confidently take the step with you to do the work with you. So take a look at this, think about what content you can include, and let me know what's showing up for you.